In the bustling city of Varanasi lived a man named Arjun. His lavish mansion stood as a testament to his considerable wealth, and his word held sway over countless souls due to his prominent standing in society. However, behind the gleaming facade of gold and the intimidating reputation, Arjun was a tempest of uncontrolled emotions. A mere disagreement could ignite his wrath, making his servants quiver in fear. A simple song could plunge him into a pool of sorrow, his cries echoing in the vast halls of his residence. Happiness, anger, sorrow, all of them gripped him with an intensity that left him breathless, restless, and utterly spent. His emotions ruled him, a puppet pulled by invisible strings, leading to an erratic dance that left those around him in a state of constant unease. His wealth couldn't console him, nor his influence bring him peace. In the depth of this turbulent heart, Arjun yearned for tranquility, a relief from his own self. The flawed man stood at the edge, seeking a way to control the uncontrollable within him. In the silent corners of his mansion, Arjun grappled with his chaotic heart. Desperate for respite, he ventured beyond the gilded confines of his mansion, seeking wisdom that could bridle his unruly emotions. He knocked on the doors of renowned philosophers, hopeful that their discourse on life and emotions would shed light on his predicament. Physicians were consulted, their potions and treatments sought to balance the humors of his body, hoping to quell the turmoil within. Scholars and teachers provided him with myriad texts and teachings, their wise words echoing in the labyrinth of his troubled mind. Despite these efforts, a solution seemed elusive, like a mirage fading at his touch. His heart remained a battlefield, his emotions the untamed warriors. Disillusionment and despair threatened to consume him when he heard whispers of a man, Zen master, a sage renowned for his serene demeanor and profound wisdom. Arjun embarked on a journey that carried him away from his city's clamor. His path wound through rough landscapes, over meandering rivers, and across whispering forests, each step a stride towards the one who might hold the answers to his relentless questioning. Upon reaching the mountainside where Zen master resided, Arjun was immediately struck by its austere simplicity. The monks lived in humble houses, ate simple meals, and dedicated their lives to meditation and service. The stark contrast to this lavish lifestyle sowed seeds of skepticism within him. He wondered how wisdom could bloom amidst such barrenness. Nevertheless, he sought an audience with Zen master. In the presence of the enlightened one, Arjun found himself wrapped in an inexplicable serenity. It was as if the very air danced with tranquility, the chaos of his emotions quelling under its gentle sway. Zen master's eyes held a depth of calm that mirrored the stillness of a placid lake, and Arjun was drawn into their compassionate depth. Mustering courage, he laid bare his troubled heart before Zen master. His voice echoed with desperation as he recounted his emotional turmoil, the reign of chaos that his emotions held over him, and his failed attempts at seeking a solution. The words tumbled out, painting a picture of his inner battles and his longing for peace. Zen master listened, his calm unwavering, his gaze filled with understanding. Each word, each confession was met with an empathy that touched Arjun's heart, a compassion that embraced his flaws without judgment. As Arjun fell silent, Zen master's serene gaze remained fixed on him for a few moments before he spoke. His voice, gentle yet resonant, flowed like a stream, its tranquility seeping into Arjun's troubled heart. "Arjun," Zen master began, "I will tell you the parable of the poisoned arrow. Imagine a man struck by such an arrow. His friends and family would rush to remove it. However, the man insists that before the arrow is pulled out, he must know the name of the man who shot the arrow, the type of bow used, the kind of feathers used on the arrow, and the motive of the attacker. If he insists on knowing all this before the arrow is removed, what would happen?" Arjun replied, "The man would die from the poison, for his queries delay the cure." "Exactly," said Zen master. "In life, we are all struck by the arrow of experience, which is often painful. Your endless questions and your reactions are like the demands of the man struck by the arrow. They only serve to push the poison deeper, causing more suffering." Arjun listened, his mind struggling to grasp the depth of Zen master's words. "Life brings about pain, Arjun. Loss, disappointments, and death are inevitable. This is the arrow. Yet the suffering that follows is the poison. And unlike the arrow, the poison is not inevitable. It is our emotional response, our refusal to accept the arrow, that spreads the poison. It is we who choose to let the poison spread or not. Zen master's words hung in the air. Arjun felt the truth of them seep into his understanding. He was the man insisting on knowing the details while the poison of his uncontrolled emotions spread within him. It was a sobering realization, the first lesson in his quest for emotional control. Zen master, observing Arjun's contemplation, spoke again. Arjun, the mind is like a wild horse, but one that can be tamed. It is the art of meditation that acts as the bridle. Arjun, intrigued by the possibility of harnessing his rampant emotions, was all ears. What is this art you speak of, enlightened one? Zen master replied, it is mindfulness meditation, a way to observe your emotions and thoughts without being swept away by them. Sit with me. Zen master gestured towards the ground, and together they sat in the shade of the Bodhi tree. Zen master guided Arjun. Close your eyes. Breathe in, breathe out. Notice your breath as it enters and leaves your body. Now let your awareness flow to your emotions. Do not judge them. Do not resist them. Just observe. Arjun did as instructed. His anger, his sorrow, his happiness, all his unchecked emotions rose like waves in the ocean of his mind. But instead of drowning in them, he observed from the shore, detached yet attentive. Understand their impermanence, Arjun. Zen master continued. Like waves, they rise, they crash, and they recede. So do your emotions. They are not constant. They are not you. With each passing moment, Arjun began to comprehend the essence of Zen master's words. He felt his emotions surge, peak, and dissipate, leaving in their wake a calmness he had never experienced before. They seemed less intimidating, less controlling from this new perspective. This is mindfulness, Arjun, Zen master explained. It allows you to experience your emotions without letting them overpower you. Practice this, and you will learn to sail smoothly, even amidst the stormiest emotional seas. As Arjun opened his eyes, a sense of hope replaced the skepticism. This was a path that seemed promising, a practice that offered him a chance to control the reins of his emotions finally. In the peaceful silence that followed their meditation, Zen master decided to introduce Arjun to another profound teaching, the middle way. Arjun, Zen master began, his voice resonating with the tranquility of their surroundings. Emotions are not inherently detrimental. It is their extremity that leads to suffering. Arjun listened attentively, his heart still throbbing with the echoes of his recent revelations. Zen master continued, just as a stringed instrument, when strummed too tight or too loose, fails to create harmonious music, the mind too, caught in the extremes of any emotion, loses its harmony. Overwhelming joy can turn into devastating sorrow. Intense love can transform into destructive hate. It is in the middle way that one finds peace. In the simplicity of Zen master's analogy, Arjun found a profound understanding. His life had been a series of extreme emotional states, each one plunging him deeper into suffering. Walk the middle way, Arjun, Zen master concluded. It is a path of balance, free from the torment of extreme emotional states. In its tranquility, you'll find a refuge from the storms of your emotions. In the Zen master's wisdom, Arjun found a guide, a way to navigate through the tumultuous seas of his emotions towards the serene shores of inner peace. Arjun's journey of transformation was far from easy. Each day presented a battle, a test of his will to control the torrents of his emotions. Yet he remained steadfast, practicing mindfulness, understanding the impermanence of emotions, and striving for the middle way. Slowly, he felt the storm within him subside, replaced by a calm he had never known before. His emotions no longer held the power to drag him into chaos. Instead, they became signals, acknowledged and gently released. With Zen master's teachings as his guiding light, Arjun finally attained a state of inner peace, a mastery over his emotions. He realized that emotions were his companions, not his masters. They served as a mirror reflecting his inner state, but they didn't define him. Gratitude filled his heart as he bowed to Zen master, thanking him for showing the path to self-mastery, the road to serenity. With newfound wisdom, Arjun returned to Varanasi. His transformation was apparent, his calm demeanor starkly contrasting his earlier volatility. He became a beacon of emotional stability, his actions echoing Zen master's teachings. He practiced mindfulness, walked the middle way, inspiring those around him. His legacy became one of peace and wisdom, his life a testament to Zen master's teachings. The flawed man was no more. In his place stood a wise soul, a living embodiment of emotional control, and a promoter of tranquility within his society.